Hello and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator. When we last left off, we were tackling this. Um, so let's keep on that. So, it is... It is the weekend here. It's actually the end of the weekend here. And um... I'm hoping to get a bit more, recording done. Right. Yeah, clean the sides of the ramps. There we go. And then we're gonna clean the stair. I try to get a decent amount of recording done in one go, but because I am recording in hour-long bursts, it's also kind of a pain to sit at the computer for 2-3 hours straight. I've actually tried to get myself out of that habit. Primarily because, as some people may know and some people may not know, I work an office job. Or I suppose as much of an office job as you could work being a graphic designer. And that would consist of, despite the fact that my hours were, I was only working 16 hours a week, I was expected to be at my computer for up to 32 hours a week. And that's kind of part of the reason I did not like that job. I was told, oh, well, your hours are this to that. Your hours are, you're working 4 hours. But then I was expected to be available for twice the amount of time I was supposed to be working. Okay. Yeah, let's clean this upper area. It's kind of hard to want to continue to do that. Which is really frustrating because yeah, I had my issues with the job, but it was an issue I really, really had with that. The expectation of availability was a bit rough. Oh. I hated that. It's something I hated from a previous job as well. I was only supposed to be working 20 hours a week, and that was, that was 4 days. I was working 5 hours a day, 4 days a week. And unfortunately, the guy that owned the company that I worked at basically was like, "Oh yeah, no, I may also call you in on your day off because you need to do this other project," and I hated that. I also didn't much care for him. It kind of affects your ability to do your work. And I know, you gotta learn how to separate your feelings from, that sort of thing. But it basically made it next to impossible to be able to get anything done. I couldn't schedule doctor's appointments because I didn't know if I was supposed to be available. I worked kind of weird hours, which meant that being on the bus or using any form of public transit, I wasn't going to be able to get anywhere at a reasonable amount of time. I got off at 4 p.m. I didn't typically get, where I needed to go before, this hour or that hour. And it was typically like, there we go. It was typically, I was expected to be available for work until 4 p.m. I was expected to be available Monday through Thursday, with the occasional Friday, and I never knew when that Friday was. Um, like, so I was just kind of holding space for that, and it got to be too much, so I left. And, like, I also wasn't being paid what I was promised to be. I was promised, and I wasn't, like, the dude that owned the company was really kind of a crappy person, and, yeah. I don't know how this turned into me ranting about previous jobs. Anyway, uh, we're gonna clean the, I'm gonna clean the quarter pipe. We're not gonna clean the top yet, but we're gonna clean the wrap. I do apologize for the tirades that I occasionally go on, and mostly because, I don't ever know what to talk about. What do you talk about? Oh, I know. I have been looking into getting into skating again. Um, so I have not been on any form of skates in. It's been a while. I haven't been on skates since I was, I think, in my late teens. Uh, for those who don't know, I am what the internet commonly refers to as an old. Not that old, but the internet is wont to say what they're wont to say. Nah. Is it? Let's Halfpipe over here. Um, but yeah, no, the internet is kind of wont to say, oh, if you're past like 22, 21, 22, you are an internet old, and I'm beyond 22. I'm beyond 20. Um, which kind of means that I am in the, I guess, ancient territory. My birth year starts with 19. And that means I have effectively reached geriatric status. I'm the kind of, I'm at that age where, I show somebody my ID and, for, adult beverage purposes or something, and it's like, oh, your birth year starts with 19, you're good. And it's, kind of humbling. I admit that a lot of people mistake me for being a lot younger than I am on first glance, because I kinda don't look my age. I suppose it depends on your definition of looking your age, though. Uh, do the fun thoughts. Uh, but I apparently don't look my age, which is fine, but it can be a little inconvenient when it comes down to things like being questioned about the specific things. Um, it's just, but then you show your ID, to somebody and they're like, your birth year starts with a 19. How are you this old? Uh, well, that topic got away from me. That is... Anyway, I have been looking into getting back into skating after a extremely long hiatus. Last time I was on ice skates, was, oh goodness, I want to say the last time I was on ice skates was the very late 90s. Um, so it has been a while, but I have a deep, unrequited love when it comes to, I don't know if unrequited's the right word here. But I really loved skating as a kid, and I miss it. So I think something that I want to do is get back into skating. And cleaning the skate park kind of makes me think of that. Um, it's the idea is, really nice. There we go. And I have been looking at skates, both skates and roller skates, rollerblades actually, which incidentally enough is also a trademark. But yeah, I really love the idea of kind of getting back into skating. If for no other reason than, it's something that brought me a lot of joy when I was a kid. I remember the first time I became consciously aware of skating was, and this is further dating myself, when I first saw the skater Christy Yamaguchi. I thought she was so very pretty. I thought she was doing an amazing job. I don't know if she won that championship or whatever. I don't even know if it was like a championship. It was something. Okay. Fun box done. Rail done. Let's do the corner ramp. But yeah, no, I remember seeing her in her, like her sparkly sequin outfit and going, I want to do that. That looks so cool. And I remember strapping on like a couple pair of my parents' socks and like skating around the hardwood floors in our living room and going, yeah, I want to do that. I want to learn how to skate. And, we had a rec center not super far from us, like literally. And we would go, and I would go after school when we got into that. And I would just kind of skate. I had terrible form. The fact that I never broke my ankles is absolutely astounding because my form was that bad. But I was having a blast, and unfortunately that rec center no longer exists. They closed the ice rink down years ago because I guess they didn't have the repair budget for it anymore. And then they closed the rec center and folded it into something else, and I'm not even sure that they have an ice rink anymore. They kind of did this weird thing where they incorporated it with a school, I mean, and a library, so unfortunately my options for access to ice skating rinks is pretty limited. But I look into doing it anyway. It's summer here in the States, but we're getting towards the end of summer. Excuse me. And because we're getting towards the end of summer, I can start gearing up and looking at options as far as cool weather and cold weather activities go. If for no other reason than not to be stuck at home. Um, I am hoping to find something as far as work goes by winter, but given the current climate of things, I am not super hopeful. Um, we are currently in a, I don't know if companies are like in a job hiring freeze, or they just kind of, because of the pandemic, just straight up stopped hiring, or, and then you have the issue of companies kind of forcing their employees to give up remote work. I know the federal government is currently doing that, which is kind of a bummer because remote work works so well, and it works so well for so many people. You know, you have a lot of places that are like, oh, no, 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 it's better for employees to get out of the house, and if I work from home, I, I don't have to deal with the stress of commuting. And, if you've got a long commute, that can be a rough one. And I don't know if it's the case anywhere else, but we aren't compensated for commuting in the States. Um, I think you can technically write that sort of thing off on your taxes, but good luck. I think it's one of those things where it's like, you have to, without a shadow of a doubt, be able to prove that that's what you're spending your money on. Um, and being on public transit, everything takes a million times longer, unfortunately. Because you gotta wait for the bus or the train or whatever to get where it's going. And you gotta, not just waiting for things to get where they're going, it's also kind of, um, also have to wait for, connections if you're, taking multiple buses or trains or what have you. And that eats up a lot of time. That eats up a surprising amount of time. The job I worked for the guy that kind of made it so that I was always needing to be available. Um, that commute took me, I think, over an hour. And if you want to get super technical, it was only um like from where I stay to the job, it was only like a 15-minute drive, but I had to go all the way to the a transfer point, and then I had to wait for that bus, and then I had to ride all the way out, and it took so long. And yeah, I know I could probably get a car, but not everybody has that luxury, and given the circumstances, I really don't. Um, so commuting back and forth to work can be a lot, and it can be expensive for some people. And making the conscious decision to end a program or end a setup that works really well for a lot of people, including a lot of disabled people, is kind of a travesty. Like, that's an active decision you're making. There we go. Not ramp. I'm gonna do this quarter pipe. Or maybe we should do the bowl. Yeah. Yeah, let's do the bowl. But yeah. Uh, I do not hold out a of hope for being able to find work by the winter. Um, because of the way things are going. And also kind of not wanting to get back into graphic design because as much as I enjoy it, it takes a lot out of you. Which is really disappointing because I got into graphic design because I actually really liked it. Um, and maybe it taking a lot out of me is less about the industry and more about me, and I'm actually willing to admit that. I probably genuinely am for lack of a better way to put this, the problem. But, yeah. I kind of don't want to get back into graphic design as much as I do enjoy it because, you know, if you've ever worked in customer service, and I haven't, but if you've ever worked in customer service, I've seen it kind of compared to that when it comes to dealing with clients. You have a bunch of people who don't actually know what they want, demanding that you show them something that they can't communicate. And that can be a lot. Um, it can be quite a lot, actually. I'm gonna clean the outside of the bowl, I think. Oh, you know what? I never noticed how much that looks like watermelon. Um, but yeah, job stuff. Hopefully, if you're watching this and you're employed, I hope your week is going well. I hope you have the least stress as possible, and you're, getting easy projects and easy work, and nobody's up your on your nerves, nobody's in your hair, or in my case, dancing across your scalp, because I don't have hair, and anything like that. I know it's rough out there. I know, things are decidedly irritating and decidedly rough, and, you've got bosses who aren't paying enough, or bosses who are lumping on extra expectations on top of what your job description is. And that's a lot. That's rough, and I hope you're having an easy go of it. Um, actually. Hold, please. Okay. Okay. I should actually move this mic because I cannot see status bar. And I kind of need that. Hopefully that wasn't a lot of noise. Okay. We got the edge of the bowl, and now we have to do the interior. I love how you either find some various piece of recording equipment, some random piece of recording equipment, or you find gnomes. I think there are a couple of instances where you find both, but gnomes. And also, I don't think there's anybody that's been able to explain what the deal with the gnomes is, other than just an Easter egg. Which is fine. I don't mind Easter egg. I'm very confused. Let's... I'm also kind of confused by the sporting equipment. Oh, we're gonna do this half pipe. I don't want to save the floor for last. I don't know why, but I think that was like the last thing I did when I played through this the first time. Um, there we go. Clean up here. I have to say that I am thoroughly impressed with the amount of dirt that gets caked on into these areas. I know skate parks tend to be pretty clean though, because one stray rock is enough to kind of absolutely decimate a skater. It gets caught in the wheel and you're kind of screwed. There we go. Clean this ramp. And I know that's no good. So they didn't be really good about keeping the parks clean. But I also understand that there's a certain level of joy in being able to clean a skate park. Clean stairs and the rail. Accidentally get some of the upper floor, but that's fine because there's a lot of it. There's a fair amount left anyway. Hey, does that washer of yours work on hedges? I don't think so. Okay. We'll work our way down the stairs. I don't know how you get stuck on certain things. Yep. Okay, so that just kind of leaves the upper floor and the skate park floor. So we're gonna start over here, I think. There's something very, like, relaxing about being able to clean a big area like this with zero restrictions. And I know that's kind of the point of the game. Kind of going on and cleaning to your heart's content. And I know that the game is kind of born of, all of those power washing videos that you would find on YouTube around the time this game was being developed. Yeah, no, like you can find power washing videos and they're actually really satisfying. And I wonder if, like, as a result, we're also going to start seeing games like rug washing simulator, where your job is literally just to take the filthiest, nastiest rugs in the world and just rub them and get them pristine again. I'd play that, I think. Those videos are exciting to watch. Or, not exciting, soothing. Soothing's a good word for it. And then there's, like, now, I don't know if it's gotten beyond TikTok, but there's the trend of, like, the bottles and jars being pushed down the stairs, seeing how far they survive. Um, I don't know if it's still a thing, but there's also, like, marble racing videos. I know those were really popular for a while, a few years ago. Um, yeah, I imagine all kinds of games being developed out of the weird niches that develop on the internet. And I'm not mad at those. Like, they're actually pretty enjoyable to watch. Except for the like bottles and jars on the stairs. Those actually bother me more than anything, and I think it's kind of the anxious anticipation of the glass breaking. I don't know. Also feels kind of wasteful. And I think that's kind of the problem I have with a lot of the weird food videos. Um, the purpose of some of those videos existence notwithstanding. Um, yeah, no, they feel a little wasteful. And I know some of those cases are the food is expired and not actually edible or something along those lines, but and that's fine. Like, maybe you got a really expired bottle of soda that, like, because even with preservatives, I imagine the soda goes bad eventually. And nobody wants to drink a sludgy soda. But it feels like, they're just going to the dollar store and buying a bottle of this, that, or the other. And just kind of, yes, let's make a mess. Um, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Uh, but, yeah, some of the sim games that you could get out of the weird niches of the internet sound like they might be good little sim games, kind of like this. And I could absolutely see a rug cleaning sim. Um, what rail am I missing? This rail. So we're down to our last few things. Only one of those things is massive. The underside. There we go. What wall do we now have clean? That's clean. That's good. That's fine. That was good. That's good. That's good. What wall? Um, I want to find the wall that we're supposed to be missing. And the cat's out there. That's all fine. That's fine. That's this wall. That's all fine. This wall's fine. Which is this wall. This wall's fine. That one's okay. That one's fine. This is all okay. Huh. Oh, that's gonna be a nightmare. Hmm. Oh, that's gonna be a pain. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch to multi-purpose cleaner. We're just gonna like no, I genuinely don't see what wall it could be talking about. Hmm. Now the wall's out here from the looks of it. It's gonna be some arbitrary spot, and I thought I was doing a good job with that. Okay. I'm just gonna focus on the floor and see if I can't find the wall. Yeah, 25 looks like it works. Do you want to leave numbers? No, hopefully get some indication of what wall it is. It's gonna be some. It's gonna be some really silly spot too, isn't it? It always is. Let's see. And I thought I was doing a good job. Thought I was doing a good job not missing any spots. It's kind of a bummer. Because finding these spots can be an absolute pain. Yeah, these circles seem to be working out pretty well. And then I'm just gonna kind of have to go through and like see if I can't spray down all of the walls again. And like I said, it's gonna be like some arbitrary spot, and it's gonna drive me up a wall. Like in this area. I could theoretically buy more, like, cleaning solution and do the cleaning solution, but I really don't wanna. There's a level of catharsis here. Getting it done with a bit of elbow grease. I am soon going to start upgrading from the base equipment, like the higher powered stuff, because it's makes your life a little easier. And, you know, doing stuff with a little more force. The base stuff is good, but like, you could always do a little bit better. Oh. Cool. Go back over here. Recenter ourselves. And if anybody has noticed, the video to go up prior to this, I actually ended up having to change the title because I did not realize that I mistitled the video. The first part of this area is titled Halfpipe Helper. Kind of in the vein of, you know, hamburger helper, if you're in an area where that's a thing. I definitely mentioned that I'm in the States. Um, but it's kind of a play on the words. And did not realize that I had titled the next video Halfpipe Hero, which not quite what I was going for, but you know, doesn't have to be perfect. They're like, for the most part, they're not gonna like, as you're missing a tiny spot here and there. Game's pretty good about that. For the most part, anyway. Like, I'm genuinely going to have to go through here and reclean all of the walls. Because apparently I've missed that big of a spot somewhere. I have a distinct feeling it's going to be like the top of the wall. Just even more frustrating, because I'm fairly certain I got up there and cleaned them all. I could be wrong. I've missed a pretty decent size chunk. But it's also not showing a lot. Just what's doubly frustrating. Um, I'm trying to keep areas from being, massive chunks of time. And this is like the last bit of floor. Which means I've got a little bit of time before I got a little time where I can devote to trying to find that spot. Go up and grab the ladders and the step stool and see if I can't find it. There we go. There we go. So yeah, let's take the ladders and see if I can't find the spot. So far so good. Yeah. That wasn't happening. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any wall. No, I cleaned up that early. That's all clean. That's all clean. Yeah, no, I don't get it. Hmm. That. the shop. If I can't. Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that. Hmm. I don't know. I don't get where it could be. And hitting tab doesn't bring anything up. Hmm. Hmm. And I don't love that I'm having to run through all of this again. I'm half tempted to call it. Like, I don't want to call it good because I want to finish it. Let's see. It's not down there. It would show up. Like, you're joking. Okay. It's over here. Okay. I found the spot. It is just like I thought it would be. A very arbitrary location. There we go. That was a pain. Okay. Alright, so actually, I think that's where we're gonna call it for today. So I have been Dorkanaut. This has been PowerWash Simulator, and when we come back, we are going to start on the motorbike and sidecar, and then we're gonna move on to the shoe house. And if you enjoyed this video, or any of the videos in the series, or any of my videos ever, please consider leaving this a like, leaving the channel a subscribe, and hitting the notification bell so you know when I upload, even if it is really regular. I also have a coffee. You can find me at coffee.com/dorknaut if you're so inclined to leave a tip, but please don't feel obligated. Uh, yeah, so, come see me again, won't you? Goodbye.